How to become a fashion designer. The first step to becoming a successful fashion designer is to learn the basics of fashion design. You'll need to know how to sew, how to create a design, and how to communicate with clients. You'll also need some basic knowledge of business and finance in general. The second, Part 1. Honing your fashion design skills. The following are some of the most common mistakes that designers make when designing clothing. 1. The designer is not a good fit for the client. This is a common mistake that designers make when designing clothing. It's easy to see how this can happen, but it's also easy. 3. Learn more. If you can, it makes good sense to get a diploma or degree in fashion design or a related program. You'll learn a great deal, make excellent early contacts, and have ample opportunity to show off your skills in a less judgmental environment, although still be prepared to. Part 2. Working out which fashion is your passion. The fashion industry is a highly competitive field. It's not uncommon for designers to be competing against each other for the same design space, and it's also not uncommon for designers to be competing against each other in terms of their own designs. The competition is fierce and there are many factors that. 3. Don't be a jerk. If you are going to be famous, you have to be nice. You can't just say I'm not interested in fashion and walk away. You have to make a point of being nice and respectful of others' opinions, even if they don't. 4. Be a good listener. If you are going to be a salesperson, you have to listen to your customers and understand what they want. You can't just tell them what they want and expect them to buy it. You have to listen and ask questions that will help you figure out. 5. Make a good impression. If you are going to sell your clothes, you need to make a good impression on the people who will buy them. You can do this by making sure that the clothes are of high quality and that they fit well. If you have to make a big deal. 6. Find out what your competitors are doing. Ask them what they are doing, and how they are doing it. If you can't find out, ask them to tell you about their business model or how they do it. 7. Make sure that the fabric is of good quality. 7. Find a good partner. If you're not sure who to work with, ask around. You can find a great designer in the fashion industry or even in your local mall. 8. Make sure you have a good idea of what the market wants and needs before you start designing. Part 3. Deciding if the fashion industry is ready for you. The Fashion Designers Guild is a non-profit organization that promotes the interests of fashion designers. It was founded in 1996 by fashion designer and entrepreneur, Jean-Paul Gaultier. The Guild has been involved in many different projects, including Part 4. Setting yourself up for success. The fashion industry is a very competitive one. It's not uncommon for designers to be competing against each other, and it's not uncommon for designers to be competing against each other in the fashion industry. The competition is fierce and there are many ways that you can win or lose your business. The fashion industry is a very competitive one. It's not uncommon for designers to be competing against each other, and it's not uncommon for designers to be competing against each other in the fashion industry. The competition is fierce and there are many ways that you can win or lose your business. 3. Look for jobs in the fashion industry. There are many different types of jobs in the fashion industry, and it depends on what you're interested in. For starters, there are a few things to look for. 4. Find out if you have a good resume and cover letter. 4. If you're a sole trader, be sure to have a good understanding of the law and the rules of your trade. You may not be able to get away with things that you wouldn't normally do, but if you're in a legal situation where you can't afford to lose, then. The following cities were the top fashion capitals of the world in 2013, in descending order: London, England, New York, US, Barcelona, Spain, Paris, France, Mexico City, Madrid, Spain. Part 5. Creating your fashion portfolio. 2. Write a letter to your employer explaining why you want to work for them. This letter should include the following. 3. Write a cover letter that includes the following. 4. Include a resume and cover letters in your cover letter, as well as any other pieces